Hey, this is Susan Hamilton. You're watching OBBM Live. I'm here with Suzanne Johns, the newest host on the OBBM network with Business First Responders. And to answer your question, Suzanne, you can find us at, we've got two Facebook pages, the Offbeat Business Show, where this is going to air. And then we've got another, the Offbeat Business Media is our secondary. But we needed to really transform this particular platform during the shelter-in-place order because we could just, isn't it something, when everything happened, the whole community was just like, what do we do? You know, and to be a media company and not step up in that space was unacceptable. And it just took us a while to figure out how, because you don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction to a response, right? You want to do, you don't want it to hurt your brand. You want it to benefit everyone's brand. And it looks to me like that's exactly what you were thinking when you put together Business First Responders. And once again, I'm just honored to have you. Thank you so much for
thanks.
Allowing us to produce your show. How exciting is that?
I'm thrilled to be here. You know, this all came about really quickly because we had all of this hit us so fast overnight, quite frankly. That's how all this happened. And I've never seen a market change and turn as quickly as this one did. In 2008, we got to see it coming. You know, we had about 6 months lead in. This one, we didn't have any lead in. There was nothing. It was automatically full stop from going 90 miles an hour. And I talk about something that was a complete shock and kind of an earthquake effect, you know, when you have something like that and everything just disappears in that moment. That's what's happened. I wanted to make sure that we were, you know, I was getting so many questions, so many people that were automatically in panic mode. And I thought, you know, we need something. I heard about the news. There's all sorts of first responders. I'm like, you know, we need business first responders. These people have got to be there, the lifeblood of America. 90% of the people out there are small to medium-sized businesses, and we have to keep them alive. So
yeah,
that's how this started.
You and I had the same idea with that logo. You'll notice we've got the frequency through our microphone as well, and that was, you know, I totally get that, and that actually is something I switch out in my signature. The heartbeat the heartbeat of American business is something that we use a lot too. And I think it's important to recognize there is a heartbeat in it. And I don't think that until now, as strong and as purposeful as it is, until we saw the things that we were seeing, we didn't realize how important it was to take that local control and to really be powerful in that space. Because when you have, when the community is afraid of what's going on, that's a dangerous place for business. So business has a responsibility. It's like yelling fire in an airplane, right? We've got to be solid. We've got to be dependable. They've got to see us being resilient and rising to this to really quell that.
Well, and you know, we immediately started seeing this. I don't know what it was, 3 weeks ago now, and I just happened to be driving over to. I live in Frisco. We were driving over to where the mall area is, where there's tons and tons of restaurants, which are normally packed at noon. And at that time, we were still able to go into the dining room, you know, before they started all of the shelter in place. And the parking lots were empty.
Yeah.
And the first thing I told my husband was, oh my God, this is going to affect so many people so badly. We've got to do something to help us stay afloat and stay alive. And, you know, my compassion for them, I'm an entrepreneur as well, but, you know, I don't have the ones that have those restaurants, the ones that have the nail salons, the hair salons, you know, any of those, the massage guys, you know, they all are so affected by this. And how do they pay their bills? Most of these people are week to week or paycheck to paycheck, and they can't
client to client. I mean,
that's exactly right. Oh yeah. My gosh, that's exactly right. And they just can't afford. So, oh, well, it's only 2 weeks. I'm sorry. That's 2 crucial weeks.
And that's just it. Those 2 weeks. I'm the same way. I noticed it first. My husband and I went out to eat. And we went out to a Saltgrass, and we were surprised that I forget if it was on a Friday or a Saturday night. And we'd really been working on trying to spend some time with us. We'd been so busy Right after the start of the year, Randy and I both just exploded busy. We didn't see each other much through January, and we had decided that we were going to really focus on us. Well, when you're that busy, it's hard to slow down and put the brakes on. You really got to work hard at when am I going to carve out date time. And so that was important for us. And part of us were kind of like, all these people are afraid to go out to eat. We got the restaurant to ourselves, you know. It was that was the attitude, but that's really where we were. And by that Monday, we were hearing the shelter in place orders and oh, it's only for this long, and oh, it only means this. And then the next thing meant more. And it was really, really, like you're saying, so fast that it was like, whoa, I really never saw it happen. And then school's closed indefinitely in Dallas County. Did you ever think you would see the day?
No, ever, never, never. My sister is a high school counselor, and her husband is a coach and a teacher. And they're like, oh my gosh, how do we get these seniors to graduate? And they're having to go to pass-fail because in many cases, most of the kids don't have a laptop or a computer at home. So they were like, I'm like, well, you know, you go online. And she goes, 50% of our kids don't have that capability. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of that.
Well, right. And then you got, once they have it, then there's the connectivity. The first couple interviews that I did on the OBBM Live, which was our response to all of this, we knew we needed to showcase what is working in front of the marketplace where they are, and everybody's talking. So let's make sure our business face is out there and we're showing what's getting done. And we early on, corollary to that, they may not have the technology, but if they do have the technology, you got mom and dad both working from home and several kids on trying to go to school online. That doesn't mean you can use it if you do got it. We got the, you know, that
the bandwidth isn't there. You know, a lot of people don't have that 100 megabytes per second or the 200 that's required to have more than 2 people on at a time. So now you've got to be able to say, okay, you got it from 9 to 11, and you got it from, oh my gosh, and how many people have that discipline to do that as well?
And then you've got several people trying to juggle the employees, and they never have had to do that before, which is what my husband's doing here. And so today we recorded the very first episode of Business First Responders, and I got to meet your co-host. What a great bunch of guys.
Love them. I've met them and worked with them and networked with them, all of them, for the last 18 months probably, and gotten to know them each personally and quite well. And was very impressed with each one and what they brought to their particular field of endeavor. And, you know, I chose a local commercial banker because, number one, he has a heart. And a lot of the big banks don't have that. And, you know, they're just there because they get a paycheck and they happen to be working at, and we'll leave all the big, you know who the big names are, you know, they just happen to work there. But Conrad takes everything personally. And, you know, if there's a will, there's a way, and he will find it. And that's so important as far as I'm concerned. You know, if I'm a business, I want to make sure that whoever is holding on to my money and doing what I need to do is advising me, here's what you need to do to stay healthy. Here's what you need to do to maybe to make you be a little bit bigger, better, stronger, whatever it is. He's going to do that. So I really appreciate Conrad, and that's why I chose him. Jake has an incredible reach, and he really has the mindset to work within the SEO and the social media space, which is all about what we need to be doing. And he is the media guy. You know, I mean, if there has to do with video, he's the guy. You need to be doing video, and he will support that and help you with that all day long. And then Jay, I really love Jay because he is number one, he used to be a sales trainer. And you know, it takes quite a bit of talent, number one, to be a sales trainer, especially to hold their attention and then be able to teach them something, because they all have ADD. I do, and I'm a salesperson, so I understand that.
Well, everything is sales, and so we do need to, and it is challenging to understand. So out of all of it, what I'm seeing is you managed to connect a team that's on every side of what people need to hear. It's a very holistic approach to that.
Well, and that's what I was trying to do. When I put this team together, I really thought, And before I even asked them, and which I was blessed that they all said yes right off the bat, I really wanted to think about who would be important for number one, whatever is their field of endeavor, that would make a difference to an entrepreneur that's out there or a business owner. And number two, who would they want to listen to? Who's interesting? Who has a lot more that they can bring to the table. And so that's where they came up with. And Jay, I love Jay from the standpoint that yes, he's a sales trainer, but he's also a mindset guy. Let me tell you, if there's anybody that knows how to bring your mindset right into focus and to put you in the right direction, it's Jay. And his reach here locally, because I want to go big local, it's, you know, I appreciate that we'll help a lot of other people across the nation, but most importantly, I want my neighborhood to be the one that's going to thrive. That's Dallas-Fort Worth. This is my hometown. I believe in it. I'm a native Texan, and that's exactly what's important to me. So that's where this all came from. And that Jay's reach was huge as far as I was concerned. He has networking events now that bring in 100 to 200 people on a monthly basis. Excellent. I want that reach.
Excellent. Yeah, it's so important, and I agree with you. You know, the OBBM business model is built to duplicate in every community, and that's what it takes. It takes having something.
I'm sorry, I forgot to turn that off, and that happens to be my son. Yeah.
That's funny. But you know, but that is because we've got it, because when you go into a new community and the whole thing is community centric anyway, you've got the particular voice of that community that's important. And whether it's one is more important than the other, we're all going to be in love with our own space where what we're familiar with.
Sure they are.
But you know, to be able to take those positive things that work in this community over to another community and start lifting it up then is huge. But I think you always start in your own backyard. But I also think it's important to make sure we maintain some power. And I really think that's lacking. I think we've given away a lot of that and allowed much bigger interests that are not really paying attention to us. So one of the things I enjoyed about Jake, when he talks about cause marketing, that's exactly how OBBM functions. That's what we're doing, is really reaching into this. It's right. More than just, hey, business needs to embrace audio and video. They do. All businesses in some way need to be in audio and video and take advantage of that, whether it's a show or whether it's advertising, however that looks, you got to be there. Mm-hmm. And it's a little disturbing sometimes when you only see one or two, especially of our trades, right, that are actually advertising. Right. And it's everything else is pharma. Everything else seems to have a theme. Right, when it's like, where's the rest of the businesses? Where are they? Right. And we created a solution for that. And I see your show as a huge, huge piece of that because of the type of content you share, going out to really build up the business community and being such a viable business resource. Oh yes, now you've got all these other ways that you can reach into the community and give them exposure opportunities. That's huge.
Well, you know, I'm a business broker, and I can see the one thing that I know will happen is I'm going to have a windfall of businesses that are going to be for sale right after this is over. And that's a knee-jerk reaction. And I'm not trying to tell anybody, no, you don't need to sell. That's not the intention. But what I need to do is to be able to talk to folks about, first of all, get rid of the knee-jerk. Is this really what you want to do? I'm not here to make $1 million. I'm here to make a logical decision for you. And the best decision for you. And if it's for you to be able to stay and thrive, if there's any way I can help you to do that, I want to do that. Because later you're going to come back to me and you're going to remember that, you know what, she told me the truth. She's the one that made me stay. She's the one that helped me bring my value up. And now I can make double what I would have when I would have sold when everything was down.
Right,
That's exactly what I do. You know, I don't want... You know, there's a whole lot of guys out there that'll just take it. Oh yeah, we'll take you. But they'll sell you at, you know, at 10 cents on the dollar. God dang, I want you to be making, 150% on the dollar. That's exactly the way this should go. You know, we didn't all get into this because we decided we want to lose money. You got in it because you want to, number one, it's your passion. And number two, when it's time to leave, you want to make some money, and that's the way you're going to be able to retire with it. So investments, that's the other part of my business is real estate brokerage. where I work with investors and make millionaires. Businesses and business ownership, same thing. So, I just don't want to see, 2008 was a tough time. I went through that with everybody and myself included, and so I don't want to go through that again. I don't think anybody should have to if we can avoid it.
No, I think, and there's so much to stability. Yes, how do you make the most of it? And that's what I heard today. I heard all of you discussing all the ways that from, okay, how do you look at money, to how do you look at pivoting with the way you run your business so that you can be a better service for what the times are calling for right now, to how do we make sure that message is working right, so that people can actually understand that you're there for them, right? That's what we all want to be able to accomplish. And I saw that today and I thought, this is really going to be stellar. Sales is huge, and it's different today because I'm swamped. We are very busy, and I hear lots of people talking like that. That's not the message you're getting anywhere else. You're really not hearing people talking about it makes me wonder what's going on with sales. What is going on with that? I think we've always struggled with it in the local family business space. I think it's been hard to look at our teams and go, okay, you're a technician, no, your sales. Wait a minute, no, you're a technician or your sales. And no. Everyone in your company is a representation in some way, a part of what's happening with sales in your company.
That's right. Sales makes the world go round. I promise you that. There is an old adage from way back in the day. They always said, nobody likes to buy, but they want to own. Yes. How did they own it? They bought it. How did they buy it? Someone sold it to them. Sales determines everything that happens in America, anywhere in the world, quite frankly, but in America especially, because we're built on that.
And let's make sure we're setting everybody up for the best possible position. And that's the other thing I heard you say today. It isn't so much about selling your business. Everybody needs an exit strategy. That's only wise, because then you know what you're doing with your life and you give yourself some type of a timeline.
Sure.
And other people, then it has a valuation. That means it has a worth and a value because you put a system and process in place. It wasn't just a database. There's all these things that cause it to function and cause it to be that are so valuable. So putting those things in place for people now is going to position them for the best possible way. So if you got to sell, it's not the knee-jerk, painful experience. It can be a really good one if you know what you're doing. And another thing you brought up today was how wonderful it is if you end up pivoting into something that you didn't even realize you were dreaming about, right? There could be something out there for you.
Right.
That's even better than what you've been doing.
Necessity breeds creativity. I've seen it over and over the past 200 years. If you look through history, our greatest inventions have come from whatever there was a need for. And so we have the most creative people on earth that live here in the United States. And quite frankly, in my opinion, because I'm selfish, I believe they're here in Texas, to tell you the truth. Being a native girl, I gotta believe that for sure. Well, we are one of a kind type of people. We really are. People can go anywhere in the world. You can say you're from Texas, they know where you're from. You say you're from Seattle, they're going, huh? Where's that?
Now my daughter's in Seattle. She's a active duty.
Is that right?
Yeah, and she's stationed up there, or Spokane rather. Right. And I'm just. The flavors of our communities are very different, and they will tell you that they love their community. I'm from Wisconsin. I grew up in Wisconsin, and I go back up there and travel and see it and love it. I fall in love with it all over again there, but I always say God knew what he was doing when he moved me to North Texas, because I belong here. I like this heat. I enjoy it. So this time of year, things are looking good. I just want to wish you, Suzanne, just a great, great Friday and happy Easter weekend. I hope that you really have a wonderful time with your family. I'm excited to have you on board. I'm excited to share you and your heart with this community and let them see what those new opportunities are for them. Is there any, how now, I'm going to let you tell us how to reach out to business first responders, because you may be interested in being part of this interview series. You may be interested in knowing how your business can benefit from being, getting the exposure that they are getting with business first responders. How can they reach you?
Oh, they could definitely get a hold of me through my cell phone or my email. Is that something I should share or not? I don't know.
I definitely think so. So
Okay.
I will tell you, business first responders with one ST, businessfirstresponders.com is where you're going to find. They're building that website right now. It's not finished, but there's a lot.
Actually, it is. It's
Yeah.
live. It is live.
It's
So
live,
we
but
are
I know
up.
that
Yep.
there's some work that we're still doing on it, because I know we still have files that they don't have yet. So, so it's not quite ready, but but it's live, and you can find it. And you said find you how? What's your phone number?
You can always 972-639-6396. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just look under Suzanne Johns. That's easy enough. You definitely can find me on Facebook. I'm pretty much everywhere. I do a lot of Facebook. But the other is SJ at Dallas, or no, Biz. I forgot my own email. SJ at Biz Brokers with an S, Dallas.com. BizBrokersDallas.com.
Excellent, excellent. So I'll have that information alongside this video, and you will find this on the OBBM Network program page. We are doing so much right now in the local space. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, you've been watching OBBM Live Special DFW Local Business with Suzanne Johns.
Thanks.